What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Bear NecessiTCG, and today we're going to be talking about shipping out cards in a plain white envelope. And before we get into it, I'd like to thank my 61 subscribers. In the upper right, that is a live feed of my current subscribers. I'd like to see that tick up one while I'm making a video. It hasn't happened yet, but hopefully I can stop saying that in the future as the channel grows. So let's get into it. So this is my method of shipping out cards. Everyone has a different method. Some are cheaper, some are more expensive, but after 40 sales on TCGplayer and 30 5-star reviews, this is what I have come to make my standard of shipping. eBay, I've shipped on there too, but when it comes to eBay, they have their own eBay envelope shipping that you just kind of print out and tape it on the back of the envelope. So I've done that too on a plain white envelope. So everything does apply, but we're going to use the stamp method this time. So here are the things that you are going to need. Some of these things are optional. So first thing, plain white envelope. We have some masking tape here, shipping shield, regular freedom stamps, and then over on the left we have the extra ounce stamps and cards. So I'm going to talk about each one individually, how much it costs. So and before I do that, all of these things are going to be in the description, links to Amazon. Some things you should buy on Amazon, some things you shouldn't. Stamps, for example, don't buy them from Amazon, but we'll get to that. So the first thing you're going to need is just a plain white envelope. Now, I buy these in packs of 500, so that brings the price on each envelope to 5 cents. Now, you could get 1,000, you can get 2,000, and that brings the number down. But I currently don't have the money to pump out and buy hundreds of dollars of envelopes just to get that number down. The second thing that we're going to talk about is just the masking tape. So this is not necessarily needed. A lot of people don't like it. But I'll show you how I use it. And this comes to about a penny that you're going to use per order. So that's why it doesn't bother me. And it doesn't get in the way of the customer opening up cards. We have a shipping shield. So this is where you're going to actually put your cards in. And we're going to walk through the whole process at the end of me packing something out and as if I was going to ship it. So the reason I went with this is it's rigid. So, and it gives a little bit of flexibility. You could get a what am I trying to say? Index cards like I have here, and you could fold them around, but it doesn't look very good. You have to tape the edges. It's not great. These come at 8 cents each, which is kind of high, but I like how easy they are. They offer good protection. Definitely stick with these. They're cheaper than top loaders also. Next thing is stamps. So stamps, these currently right now, stamp is worth 66 cents, and they just keep going up and up. But I got these from the post office because I know they're real, and Amazon, you know, they charge more for these stamps. They really do. All stamps, they're tied to a value. So freedom stamps are 66 cents, whether that's ones that came out years ago, ones that come out now. In the future, they might raise them. But when you start buying them on Amazon, different pictures, things like that, stamps can be collectibles. Maybe you want your stamp to have elephants on them, and that's what you're paying for. But when you're in the business of shipping cards, you want the cheapest. Another way to get cheap stamps, which I don't like and haven't done, is buying them on eBay. They have a lot of stamps that are just made in China and they're fake. And I just don't want to risk it, because if you ship something out and it doesn't get to them because you used a fake stamp, then you're going to get hit with a bad rating, and it's just not worth it. Just if the price is too good to be true, it's not worth it. So I just stay away from eBay stamps. I'm sure some are real, but the savings aren't going to be that great. Now, the next one you don't want to actually overlook are the ounce stamps. So these are additional ounces. So if your if your envelope weighs more than an ounce, you need to either put another Freedom stamp on there, or Forever stamp, I think. Yeah, Forever stamp, I mean. Either put another one on there, which is another 66 cents, or you can put the ounce stamp, which these are around 20-something cents. So a lot cheaper. You're going to save money doing it that way. So what I do when I get an order in, so the first thing is I print it out. So for example, this is a real order that we have here. I blurred out the addresses and everything. And it shows you that bulk cards do sell. So 15 cents, 10 cents, 5 cents, 20. And then at the end, there's a $2 card here. Now, what I think happened is they shot for a $2 card and they just tacked on other things to save on shipping. But it saves me on shipping too. If I'm selling all these extra cards that would just sit in a binder or go in the trash, it's almost like those paid for the shipping. I was already opening the cards. I already had the cards. I might as well sell them at a low rate. So I do print them out. If it's a very large order, I'll print them out. And as I'm taking them out, I'll just put a check as I go down. I found that, matched. That's good. That's good. And finally, I do that. Because sometimes I grab the wrong card or I miss the card completely. So I like to do the check marks by them. So this does go in the envelope. So let's show that. So I will first fold this on the dotted line. And again, this is only for TCGplayer. If you do eBay, there's different ways. I fold it that way. I flip it over. I fold it one more time. And there's a reason I do this. So let's say this card is, I don't know. We'll just say it's a hockey card because it doesn't matter what type of card. You can do this with any card. Something I forgot to mention, penny sleeves. So if the card is, let's say 5 cents, something low and it's not a holo, I won't put it in a penny sleeve. But if it's something that's a little more expensive, maybe it has more foiling going around, you don't want it to get scratched up. So I do put it in a penny sleeve. So I just put it in. Now this is optional. You don't have to fold it. I've had things come to me folded, not folded, but I like to fold it. And this is where the tape comes into play. So we'll grab some tape. And you don't need a lot. It's just a tiny bit. That's why it's only going to be about a penny. And then you just tape it shut. And then slide it in the little pocket. So once it's in the pocket, I like to just look at it again, flip it over. All right, I got everything I need. From here, this is too big to fit in the envelope. Just slightly too big. So I'll fold it down. Give it a nice crease because you want as flat as possible. And here I use another piece of tape. And there's a reason behind this too. Another small piece of tape. So grab this. If I just left it how it is in the envelope, as it gets up or down or moved around, it slides. We want to keep it to the right. So we just tape it down. Now, it doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't look pretty, but it doesn't go anywhere. So I'll take my envelope. Put it down with the address facing out. And so you'll have the buyer's address down here. You put your address up there. Before I put a stamp, actually. So you'd rip this off. They're self-sealing. That way you don't have to lick any envelopes. You peel that off, fold it across. I'm not doing this now because this order already got sent out. Now, with one card, how it's packed right now, it's under an ounce. So we can just put one stamp on it. But you can't see it because of all the glare. But let's see. Let's change the unit. I got to get it back to ounces. I've been clicking on this too much. Just reset that. unit. There we go. So this one, if I weight it, because you want to weigh it before. So this comes to 0.7 ounces, the way it is. One stamp works. But let's say we added another card in there. Still 0.7. Two cards put it to 0.8. That's 0.9. And that is 1 ounce. So it's really hard to say how many cards you'll fit because these are different than Pokemon cards would be, or Flesh and Blood, One Piece. They're all different cards. Some have jerseys on them for sports. So you can't really tell. But in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in the way that I did it would be 1 ounce. If you get it more, let's say for some reason they bought, I don't know, sports cards, and then we added these Flesh and Blood cards on. Now it's 1.2 ounces. You could send it the way it is, but you're risking that the post office will just let it slide. If they decide that they don't want to let it slide, they could send it back to you, or they could try to charge your customer that they sent it to. So in this case, you would just take one forever stamp, 1 ounce additional ounce stamp, put it on, and you're good to ship out. And that will save you quite a bit of money, because if you put both of these, it's going to be over $1 to ship it. And that's just a waste of money. You don't want to get in the habit of using multiple ones of these regular stamps. So let's unwrap this real quick, because I did want to show something else too. I know everyone's kind of wondering, well, how many cards fit in this? Because Shipping Shield says 10 cards. I don't put 10 cards in there because I feel like it starts to get a little messed up, or a little crammed, I should say, especially if you have them in penny sleeves. But for example, if we want to put these, let's say 6 cards in there, it's doable, but as you can see, they start bending a little. And I don't like that. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 6 on here. Let's see if this fares better, because they are different types of cards. So if we look down here, these are actually slightly better. There's still a little bit of bend in there, but it's better than top loaders and everything like that. You can get more in a plain white envelope. That's what we're talking about here. If it was if it was a different, a different quantity or different type of shipping that you're doing, you might do a padded bubble envelope like this one right here. Like something maybe more on the more expensive side. Sure, you can send this off, but we're just talking about plain white envelope because most of the time, that's what people are ordering from me. They're ordering about 10 or less cards, and I can fit them in there, no problem. So some optional stuff that I wanted to talk about is a scale, because if you don't have a scale, how are you going to accurately put the postage on? You can take it somewhere, take it to work, take it to the post office. You can have it weighed, but you really want to save time here because you're going to have a lot of little cards being sent out. So you're going to want it in your house. So they're about $20. You can get them a little cheaper at Walmart if you had to. But again, links in the description for some that I recommend, or the one I recommend. Other things are, as you saw, I threw it on the ground, but a printer, to print out the orders, because I think it's very nice when I buy stuff that I have the order of what I bought inside the envelope. Because I've had people send me just plain cards, which is, it's great. It got here, but I'd rather have a little bit more in there, especially if for some reason I thought that I bought extra cards when I actually didn't. It's nice to see, oh, that wasn't even on the list. What happened there? Or maybe I accidentally bought a lightly played one when I thought I bought near mint. So the list shows what's supposed to be there. And if you buy a lot of cards as a person, it's great to know what should be in that envelope, because when I buy Pokemon cards, for example, I will just click the button that says buy the cheapest, and I'll get 10 packages from, different places, and I don't know who's supposed to have what. Then I have to log back in, look, it's just a pain. So a printer. Now, you don't want an inkjet printer because ink is expensive. So what you're going to get, and let's see, let me find the one I got. So I got a laser jet printer from HP. Again, that'll be in the description, and that works just fine. It goes off toner. Toner's a lot cheaper. It's black and white. That's all you need. And if we do the breakdown cost of everything to ship out, now I could get this cheaper. I know I can get it cheaper, and other people have, but I'm not in the game of cheating people out of shipping. They paid usually 99 cents. I'm gonna give them quality. So looking at what it costs me, so an envelope is gonna be 5 cents. The stamp 66 cents. Penny sleeve is a penny. Shipping shields are 8 cents, and tape is a penny. So it comes to 81 cents to ship out 10 or less cards doing this method in the plain white envelope. I've had no problem doing it so far. Sometimes I feel like I'm cutting it close. Like at 11, I might be able to squeeze one in, but usually, I might put 2 shipping shields in there or find another way to package them up. But that is all I have for you. Let me know in the comments if this helps you, or if you found better ways to ship. I'd really like to know. I'm always improving things. I took advice from a lot of different places to compile this video. In the end, when I started, I didn't know how to send anything. And so I watched about 20 different videos, and I was like, oh, I like the shipping shield idea. And oh, ounce stamps instead of going on and paying extra for, postage to send things. And then I looked at tape and how they were taping top loaders, and I didn't like that. And then there's so many things I just didn't like. I took the little things that I found that worked, put them all together, and that is this result. So I'm hoping that this helped you. If you can grab one little thing that'll improve your shipping, then I'm happy, and I'm glad you checked out the video. I wish you all success in all your selling journeys, whether that be Pokemon, One Piece, basketball, football, Magic, any card. Don't care what it is. I hope that your store grows and you thrive and everything just blows up for you. So thanks for checking out my video, and I will catch everyone next time.